Hello, beautiful humans on YouTube. This is Dia from lovethealchemist.com, and we are on day 24 of ease. Today's topic is actually very different than anything else we've covered, and it is about etiquette. And you might be surprised that we're talking about this, but etiquette is really just about having some core values and having mutual respect for yourself and for the person or people that you interact with on a daily basis, no matter where you encounter them in life. So I have been noticing that in today's digital world, there is a lot of me, and I'm sure that you have noticed it and felt it too. And what's not being shared here is that me is so lonely, and no one wants to be alone. It's just not natural for us. We are pack animals. We need each other for so many different reasons, whether it's survival or just our, emotional health and well-being. And I think that what I see, at least in my own circles, in the people that I meet, and a little bit with outside circles, so friends of friends of friends, is that people have a tough time meeting each other in person and really connecting deeply in person, because we, one, had a little bit of a break from it because of COVID, and then two, our world is becoming increasingly digital. And the digital world has served me very well, and I'm sure that it serves you well too, but nothing is as magical and as vibrant as the real world in person. And when it comes to really making the most out of your real world experiences, you need to have a core set of values. And I think the most important value that I ever learned from my grandmother was that when you visit someone's home, you actually should take on the rules of that home, whether you like those rules or not. And you view it as an experience. You don't take it on as being part of you and your identity if it doesn't serve you, but you go, you keep an open mind, you are respectful, you don't whisper to the person next to you, and you just show up and you are present with the people around you, and you leave the judgment at the door, even if it's just for half an hour or however long you're there. And then once you leave, this is my personal opinion. I don't think that this is necessarily my grandmother's. You can pick up that judgment back and process the experience in a way that works for you. And that really depends on where you are, what you are, and what that experience might mean to you. And we're not getting into that right now. What we are getting into is just how to really be respectful of other people's values and their culture, and to do it in a way that is graceful. So when you are entering into a new environment and you are taking on that culture and you are saying, hello, I am open to you, that means that you need to make an effort. And the way you make an effort is not by going into an environment and pushing your belief structures or your existing knowledge onto others. What you really should do is do a little bit of learning prior to going, and then put it to good use. So the example that I am going to use is about greetings. So if you are going, let's say, to India, you should learn some words of the local province that you are going to. There are many different languages in different regions throughout the world, so do a little research. What language do they speak there? Can I learn how to say hello? Can I learn how to say, how are you? Can I learn some key phrases and then put them to use while I am there? And when you do this, it's very important that you do a little bit of practicing before you go. So my grandmother used to have us practice saying hello in Bengali, which is namaskar. And she would make us practice saying namaskar before we went to someone's house. And she would actually have us go in a circle, me and my siblings, and you have to, really get into it. And so she would have us do it one by one. She would tell us, you take your hands, you put it like this, and then you tilt your head as you're saying the word. So you're acknowledging the person, and then you smile and you drop your hands, and we would practice. And so this is something that you can take either into a business setting, into a personal setting, whatever it may be, but you should practice key things that really will make the whole interaction so much more enjoyable, and it will help the other person essentially be seen by you. They'll feel connected to you because you're making an effort, and nothing is better than having positive relationships and really embracing other people and inviting them to connect with you on a deeper level. And when you do that, you actually are able to have an open-hearted interaction, and it helps lessen the social anxiety. A lot of people do have social anxiety, and that's okay. All we have to do is really show them that we are friendly, we are here for them, and we have an open mind. So I actually am going to talk about something not to do, and the example I'm going to use might be a little controversial. I don't totally think it is, so whatever, we're going to talk about it because it's important, but you must be authentic when you are doing this. And one example of this that is not authentic, that really stands out to me, is Hillary Clinton going on Breakfast Club and talking about hot sauce and how she puts hot sauce in her bag and carries it everywhere with her and puts it on everything. And my mouth is watering because I love hot sauce and that sounds delicious. But do I think that Hillary Clinton was being authentic in that moment? No. I think she was taking that and using that as a ploy to try to connect with a different audience that maybe doesn't really feel bonded to her. And it came off in a really disingenuous way, because if you were really excited about hot sauce, your whole face, honestly, when you talk about something you love, your whole face lights up in a different way. Like your mouth starts watering when you're talking about food you love, and you're going to be talking about this specific type, I think, and you'll go into a lot of detail about why you're carrying that one. Instead, it was just a blanket statement. So stay away from doing things like that. Don't lie, don't be disingenuous. If you look up a phrase and you're practicing how to say hello to someone in their native language, or you are just practicing something, whether it's getting up in front of people and doing a presentation and you're practicing beforehand, or if you're throwing a party and you are practicing what you're going to say to people when you greet them. If you have social anxiety, then that's really important and that's really good. And when you greet them and you are meeting them, it's going to come out in a more fluid way instead of being a little clunky. But lying is never welcome, and vulnerability is really what we're going for here. So this is a way to practice vulnerability and to build more connection and more value in our everyday interactions. and to have a little bit more substance, because when I'm out and about and I see people constantly on their phones, it upsets me, it bothers me. I don't even bring my phone out. I am a little sick of technology when I'm interacting with people. It's like, hello, I am here, I am offline, and I want to stay offline for the time being. So, that's one tool to get out of the me. And I hope that it helps you bond with other people so that you can connect with your values. And the only way to connect with your values is to connect with your value as a human being. And the way you can do that most easily is by acknowledging the value in someone else and doing it genuinely with an open heart and an open mind and with a positive attitude. So I hope that helps you and builds on the topics that we covered the last few days, especially the fear aspect. And a good icebreaker that I like to use when I'm practicing my Spanish is, I haven't practiced in a long time. I probably will make a lot of mistakes, but is it okay with you if I practice my Spanish with you? Or if I practice this phrase with you? Because, I'm learning and I think it would be fun. And when you lead with that icebreaker of, look, this isn't perfect, but I'd like to try, you'd be really surprised how much other people appreciate it. So it's all about the little things. Keep going, keep glowing, and I will see you tomorrow for day 25.